right, moving on in the cloud security project, we want to talk about creating an IAM policy, an identity access management policy. So what does this mean? What does a policy mean? We know that policies are rules. These are rules that tells who has access to what on our cloud resources, on our cloud infrastructure, who has access to what. It simply means that our audit servers, sales instances, who has access to it. So we want to determine who can have access and who cannot have access to it. Now, say for example, we have a new employee. We have a new employee, and this person is going to be working in the sales department. And of course, we need to give this person access to the cloud, but we want to give them a limited access. Say, for example, this person is going to be working in the cybersecurity audit department, and this person is cybersecurity audit. This is a person that has just joined newly. So we want to give this person access to the audit server alone and not access to the sales server. That is what we want to do. So that is identity access management. Who has access to what? And for us to do that, we need to create a policy. We need to create a policy that says for everyone that joins this group, they only have access to the audit server, they don't have access to the sales server. It's as easy as that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So how do we do that? Let us go back to our AWS management console, and I'll just navigate back to the beginning where we have this. So from here, what we have to do now is to create a policy. Just type in IAM. We'll be using the IAM service. We'll be using the IAM service, and you click on that. Great. So on the IAM service, that is the Identity Access Management Service, would be clicking on policies. Just here, click on policies, and great. So we have different policies here. We have different policies that are here that you can assign to users, but we want to create a custom policy. So what we're going to be doing now is to click on create policy. Click on create policy, and you see this policy editor. So it allows you to add permissions by selecting services, actions, resources, and conditions. Build permission statement using the JSON editor. So we want to build the JSON editor. You might just click on JSON. So by default, we have this. So I'll be sending you a script, a JSON script that you'll be using, but I'll explain it as well. Just paste the JSON script just like this. Okay, so now this is what you have. So now this tells you the version of the policy when it was created. So you might have different updates to different policies at different intervals. So if today was the last date you uploaded or updated your policy, you have to put the date 2025 10. So you let us be, and say for example, this effect can only be allow or deny. So it can have just two parameters, allow or deny. So in this case, we want to allow, and let's leave this as 2012. So the action is going to be on what? It's going to be on our EC2 instances. So now the resources are resources that belong to the EC2. Now the conditions are left blank. The EC2 resources environment. Now this is going to be the audit environments. Remember, we have two environments. So this could be sales for you, this could be audit for you. So now these are the environments that you have. So you also have another permission that talks about there's a permission that talks about the root, a permission that talks about the groups, and a permission that talks about the user. So so the first part of this explains what the root can do. So the root is allowed to all of the EC2 platform, all the instances. The resources is all. So when you say auxiliary, it refers to all. And what is the action this person can perform on the EC2? It can perform all. So asterisk refers to all, and the environment is the audit environment. Now for an identity access, now for the group, so they are allowed. So what are they allowed to do? They are allowed to describe, to just view. Now when you see describe, they can view, but they can edit. So to what resources? To all of the resources. Now we then come to the identity access user, identity access management user. Now this person would be denied. Denied what? This person is part of the group. They would have access to this, but they'll be denied this. They'll be denied access to delete tags or to create tags. They'll be denied that. That's why you have this deny. And easy. That's how to just do that. Then you click on next. So now you might want to give this policy a name, and the policy could be say cybertech audits environment, cybertech audit environment policy. Policy. You might just give it something just like that, and you might want to describe it. The description could be IAM policy for users in the audit environment. Yeah, something like this that explains what the policy is all about for users in the audit environment. Great. And you can leave all of these as it is, and yes, click on create policy. I hope we don't have any error. Okay, great. So let's see, let's reload this first and make sure that our policy has been updated. So you can search for the policy we created just now. Let's search for cybertech. So now you can see the cybertech audit environment policy. So you've been able to create that. So this is how to create a policy within the AWS cloud infrastructure. Then we can move on to the next step of our cloud security project on the next video.